Melbourne is more than a vibrant and diverse city with plenty of things to see and do. It wears the accolade of being one of the world's most livable cities, sports capital of the world, and Australia's arts and cultural capital. It is also widely recognized by gastronomers as a mecca for good food and beverages. So we decided to do something different for our subscribers and viewers. We searched for hidden gems that only locals know about. We also talked to locals about the interesting things to do in Melbourne, and compiled some of the knowledge into this video so you can enjoy the city like a local during your visit. Here are 7 ways to start experiencing Melbourne like a local. Number 1. Explore the laneways. Melbourne is famous for its hidden laneways. As a result of the city's urban plan dating back to 1837, it is home to nearly 900 laneways. Many of these narrow pedestrian and vehicle passages are portals to hidden worlds of hole-in-the-wall cafes, secret bars, eclectic galleries, local-made boutiques and canvases of colorful murals and graffiti. Coors Lane is the narrowest, allowing only one person to travel along, while Hosier Lane is brand ambassador of Melbourne's tattooed laneways covered in ever-changing murals, stencils and tags. Number 2. Visit the markets. Melbourne has a range of markets that sell fresh produce, vintage clothing, and handmade goods. Apart from the permanent markets, it is impossible to keep count of the seasonal weekday and weekend markets that operate all over Melbourne. The well-loved produce markets are Dandenong Market, Prahran Market, South Melbourne Market and Queen Victoria Market. Prahran Market is the oldest continuously running food market in Australia dating back to 1864, while Queen Victoria Market is the most famous and largest with over 700 stalls across 17 acres or 7 hectares. Number 3. Take public transport. Melbourne has an extensive public transport system that includes trains, trams, and buses. To get around like a local, purchase a Myki card and use it to travel around the city. Best of all, tram rides within the city of Melbourne are free, including a City Circle tram featuring heritage vehicles dating back to the 1920s and 1930s. Number 4. Attend a sporting event. Melbourne is known as the sporting capital of Australia, thanks to world-class events like the Australian Open, Melbourne Cup and the Australian Grand Prix attracting millions of eventgoers annually. For locals, attending a football match or cricket game is the must. Australian Rules Football or AFL, which plays from March to September each year, has the largest local following. The Melbourne Cricket Club is the oldest sporting club in Australia dating back to 1838 and arguably the biggest sporting club in the world. Number 5. Take a walk. The Melbourne CBD is very walkable, thanks to its grid street layout. Melbourne also has a range of parks and gardens that are perfect for a leisurely walk. Some popular ones fringing the CBD include the Royal Botanic Gardens, Albert Park, Yarra River Trail and Port Melbourne to St Kilda Trail. The Yarra River Precinct Sport Walk in particular is home to Melbourne's major sporting venues. Even if you're not attending any live sporting events, you can still see Precinct's many famous sporting venues and museums, including Melbourne Park, Olympic Park, Amy Park, the MCG and the National Sports Museum. The Port Melbourne to St Kilda Walk will take you along one of Melbourne's most popular foreshores, passing palm-lined boardwalk, seaside cafes, reconstructed historic kiosk and breakwater where a colony of little penguins lives. This walk is popular for stunning views of the city skyline and sunsets on the water. Number 6. Eat and drink. Melbourne is famous for its cafe culture. There is a universe of over 2,000 classic and innovative cafes around the city and suburbs that serve delicious food and coffee. Some popular spots include Hardware Lane, Brunswick Street, Smith Street and Chapel Street. Melbournians love their weekend brunch. It is an important part of the local social setting where Melbournians gather late morning in atmospheric cafes and polish off gourmet creations and barista coffee. Talking about coffee, Melbourne is well known worldwide for its coffee obsession. It started with the Italians who sought refuge in Australia during World War II. They brought espresso coffee and their cafe culture. Today, Melbourne is home to some of the world's best baristas, award-winning roasts and its famous brew that is floral and smooth instead of the bitter Italian coffee of the past. Number 7. Attend a live comedy show. Melbourne is the comedy capital of Australia. It feeds a burgeoning comedy scene with daily stand-up comedy shows and comedy clubs around town such as Basement Comedy, Comedy Republic, Comics Lounge, The Catfish and Local Laughs. Its annual Melbourne International Comedy Festival runs for 3.5 weeks from March to April. The 2022 version served up 502 events and presented 5,496 individual performances, making it one of the 3 largest international comedy festivals in the world. By doing these things, you can get to experience some of Melbourne's local culture, art, sport, food and nature. This video is part of our travel series called Affluent Society Local Speak, where we find out the best ways to see, dine, play, chill and experience cities and destinations around the world including Melbourne. Please subscribe to our channel and support our efforts to bring you more insights and ways to improve your travel experience.